Today is January 27th. Today is National Chocolate Day and Holocaust Remembrance Day. Welcome back to the Daily Rewind, a podcast where we rewind the time and take a look at what happened on this day in history. My name is Garrett. I'm your host. Let's get into it. The air in southern Poland was barely cold as the Soviet Red Army advanced toward the town of Auschwitz-Birkenau. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I do apologize. I tried. What they found there would become the definite symbol of the 20th century's darkest hour. On January 27th, 1945, the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp was liberated. The soldiers found roughly 7,000 survivors, living skeletons who had somehow endured unbearable. Behind them lay the evidence of a factory of death, where over 1.1 million people were murdered. Today, this date is observed globally as International Holocaust Remembrance Day, but the tragedy of Eastern Front on this day doesn't end there. Just 1 year earlier, in 1944, January 27th, marked the end of the Siege of Leningrad. For 872 days, the city had been cut off by German forces. It is one of the longest and most destructive sieges in history, resulting in the deaths of over 1 million civilians. When the siege was finally lifted on this day, the hero city was a shell of its former self, when its survival became a testament to human endurance. On January 27th, we're reminded of the cost of hatred and the immense resilience of those who refuse to be broken by it. Moving on to 1967, the world was looking up. The space race was at a fever pitch, and the United States was rushing to fulfill President Kennedy's promise of landing a man on the moon before the decade was out. But on the evening of January 27th, 1967, at Cape Kennedy, Florida, tragedy struck. Astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee were inside the Apollo 11 command module for a plug-out test. It was supposed to be a routine rehearsal, but at 6:31 p.m., a stray spark in the pure oxygen atmosphere of the cabin ignited into a flash of fire. Within seconds, the three men were gone. It was a devastating blow to NASA. The program was grounded for 20 months. But in the wake of the fire, the Apollo capsule was completely redesigned. The hatch was made easier to open, flammable materials were removed, the oxygen mix were also changed. Many historians believe that without the painful lessons learned on that day in 1967, the eventful success of Apollo 11 might have never happened. We lost three heroes that day, but their sacrifice paved the road to landing on the moon. And if we travel even further back to 1756, in a small apartment in Salzburg, Austria, a boy was born who quite literally changed the frequency of the world. Mozart was a child prodigy who was composing by the age of 5. What were you doing at the age of 5? Not composing music, that's for sure. He was the rock star of classical era. If you were just listening to the podcast version, not the video, rock star is in quotations. Writing over 800 works before his death at just 35 years old. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Rewind. We will see you tomorrow on the 28th. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Rewind. The Daily Rewind is produced by myself in History Talks with Garrett. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at the Daily Rewind Pod, and you subscribe to us wherever you're listening to this podcast so that you can get notified of future episodes. And if you are on a podcast platform that allows you to rate this podcast, please rate us. That way we can reach a greater audience. I will see y'all next time. You have a great day. Peace.